Hey, Rosebud.
How are you?
Well, for 10 o'clock at night, I am doing surprisingly well.
Is it only 10? I feel like it's later.
It doesn't feel that way, though.
It really
I
does.
tell you what. And to the Do We Have To crew, hopefully you're all having a wonderful evening in this wonderful 4th of July week that is happening upon us.
Hey.
And everybody's getting some deserved time off, rest, and recuperation.
Yeah. Hopefully nobody loses a finger.
Absolutely. And welcome to another episode of Do We Have To, a marriage podcast. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Emily.
This is a not actual family productions or not actual family studio productions.
Yeah.
Executive producer, Colin Schmedium.
Okay.
I'm hosting my own 4th of July party this year, Maskell.
Yeah, he is.
We didn't get invited, by the way.
No, well, yeah.
It's kind of interesting because Colin was like, hey, you know, I'm having a bunch of people over for 4th of July. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. That sounds
It
good.
includes replacement friends, too.
Yeah, and he did say that. He was like, oh, my Uncle Roger's coming. And like Uncle Roger and I have a lot of beef. We have a big history together. And I was like, oh, cool, man. And he's like, yeah, and my replacement friends and like all these next door neighbors. Replacement friends are friends that aren't real friends. They're like friends you make along the way, but they're not actual real true have your back friends.
No, that's
what replacement friends are.
Okay, but they're not replacement.
And our friends tend to do that. And then, well, I don't know. Anyway, I was like, well, hey, what can we bring? And Colin kind of like, you got really awkward. He was like, well, we got a lot going on at the house, Sean. And we like you a lot. That's how he said it. He was like, we like you a lot.
But
and when you cut my lawn, it's very crisp. However, we are at capacity at the Maskell Mansion. That's what he calls it. He calls it the Maskell Mansion.
He doesn't.
And so, unfortunately, we will not be seeing Uncle Colin on the 4th of July. But we do appreciate you being the executive producer of this show. And thank you for everything you do for the show. And as always, any negative thing that's ever been said about you obviously is not true. And I've admitted and taken accountability for that.
Yeah.
And all the positive things are absolutely 150% true. So thank you, Colin.
Yeah, we'll see you on the 4th.
And we got a wonderful 4th of July episode for you guys.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited.
As most parents, adults, couples, and Emily can attest to this, things get out of hand. You get really busy. You lose track of time. Yeah. We have some very exciting things coming down the path. And I think it's a good opportunity to take time to kind of give a state of the union of the podcast. We've been going on a half year now. Would you say? Yeah.
Well, no. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like cranking out episodes and content and those sorts of things, it's been going on since late October, early November when we had actual video, right? So, I mean, we're at 6-7 months, I guess, essentially. We've done a lot of things, and I think we got some great things coming up. Our next episode, we're going to really be focusing on cultivating friendship in a marriage. Obviously, that's a really important thing. Not only having a marriage partner that is, obviously have a romantic relationship with, but the key to a long, successful relationship is friendship. Right. And we did some research on that and got a lot of good information as far as how to cultivate that. And we're very excited to talk about that on next week's episode. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to start going down the path of self-improvement, self-discipline, those sorts of areas. And we're going to be coming kind of with a series of episodes for that. But we decided, with it being the holiday and the fact that kids are off school for the summer and everything that's going on, we are going to focus on questions from the Do We Have To crew, which has been,
it's been a minute,
a long time coming. So we actually took a bunch of questions that, like, when we get these questions, a lot of times these questions are more of very serious of nature. Maybe there's a relationship on the line. Maybe there's abuse happening. Maybe there's things that are really important that we get back to. We decided to take more fun questions where our Do We Have To crew has reached out to us and just given us, random stuff that we had. We thought we would utilize that, and we thought we would choose 4 for the wonderful 4th of July, our Independence Day. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a lot of talking here.
I know.
And I'm sorry.
It's fine.
What do you have to say about it?
I think it's pretty fun. It's like little firecrackers.
Exactly. We're gonna fire this off, and we haven't done questions from Do We Have To crew for a little while, so we haven't talked about our sponsor of, the submit a question to the show. But that is our wonderful Kansas City Kylie.
Yeah.
Kansas City Kylie is a realtor in Kansas City, Missouri, working with Keller Williams.
Yep.
She's actually selling a house right here in our neighborhood right now, right down the road. And if you want a realtor that you believe in that will be looking out for your best interest, whether you're buying or selling, Kansas City Kylie is the realtor you want to look out for.
Yeah. If you want to be our neighbor.
Absolutely. And it's at Kansas City Kylie on Instagram. That's the best way to follow her. And it's kansascitykylie.com for her website.
Yes.
So thank you, Kansas City Kylie. And we look forward to doing you honor in this upcoming rendition of
Do We Have to Talk About
It? Do We Have to Talk About It? Okay, first question is from Jocelyn. I think I'm saying that right. J-O-C. Yeah, Jocelyn. Jocelyn says, live without music or without movies, and why?
I know my answer, and I'm pretty sure I know your answer.
No, go ahead.
I could live without movies because I can't live without music, and you could live without music and not live without movies.
I think it's an extremely hard question. I think you're very much oversimplifying the difficulty of making this decision.
No.
You could never have any type of form of visual entertainment and film.
Absolutely.
As long as you had music.
As long as I have music, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I just couldn't give up.
Music, you can feel it. You can visualize what you interpret. You can do. Music is like an emotion to me. So I totally need music in my life.
Well, and that's how I feel about movies. I feel like I can relate a lot of things to them. I feel like I can experience things cathartically that I may not have properly experienced when I was going through them myself through movies. Like I couldn't imagine not. Did you see, speaking of movies, last week when we were downstairs with Papa Ron in his house and we were watching Major Payne, which if you haven't seen the movie, Do We Have to Crew Major Payne starring Damon Williams?
It's not that.
Or Damon Wayans. I'm sorry, Damon Williams. Damon Wayans. Fantastic piece of 90s gold. Okay. Damon Wayans is a Marine, and they basically are like, we don't have any use for you anymore. You can't move on to the next position in the military. He gets like repurposed, and we're gonna send you away. And then eventually, what happens is they're like, "Well, we'll bring you back, but you're gonna go work at this military school." And he ends up running these teenagers a JROTC program. It is fucking fantastic. It is hilarious. And the most enjoyable thing about that was watching Papa Ron laugh at all the scenes that I grew up with him in 1994, watching along and enjoying with him. I can't give that up.
It was fine, but like,
did you not enjoy it when Dad was laughing at like the different scenes?
The only time that I laughed was when your dad was laughing, and I wasn't laughing at the movie. I was laughing at, not at your dad, but with your dad.
Well, that's why I'm not going to give up movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Although Hootie and the Blowfish is a real hard give up for me.
All of it is a big hard one for me.
Fair enough.
I can't not. Yeah. Just like I could totally live without TV because I have books. I don't know.
I mean, I guess that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
Very much.
I still wouldn't give up movies, but to your point, I understand what you're saying. You can visualize a whole story arc by reading a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it. I got to have a movie.
Yeah. But movies are very much tied to an emotion with you, where they're not for me.
Yeah, where music is for you. So it makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
Fantastic question, Jocelyn. Thank you so much. Feel free, again, go to www.dowehavето.com. Submit a question. You can click on the link, submit a question to the show, and we will gladly, at some point, possibly on a holiday, respond to it.
And clearly, opposites attract, because I know several music people that have married TV movie people.
It must be that type of thing, right? Where you integrate properly. I guess it's complementary because you can't have a good movie without a good score, without a good soundtrack.
It goes together in a way that, and I think the soundtrack can make or break a movie. So
agreed. 100%. 100%. Thank you, Jocelyn. And again, remember, this is all being brought to you on youtube.com/Do-We-Have-To, a marriage podcast. That's where you can get the video access to our show. So like, subscribe, share, please, as you will. And of course, we're available on all podcasts.
Yeah.
Question number 2 of this wonderful 4th of July spectacular. Ooh, okay. This is from Steve.
Got it.
Have you ever sleepwalked? Describe what happened.
I don't want to.
Why? Have you sleepwalk? I don't think we've ever had this conversation. I have no idea if you've ever sleepwalked or not. I've never seen you sleepwalk.
Is it like a problem for him in his marriage? Like, I don't understand.
I think there are people that sleepwalk a lot or move around a lot in their sleep or whatever. And I think it can be a distraction, don't you think? Wasn't it, what's that fucking show? The Kardashians? Wasn't it that Bruce Jenner, before he became Caitlyn Jenner, when he was married to, Chris, is that right? Chris is the mom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Didn't he have like a flailing arm thing in his sleep? And there was like a whole episode where he wore like a thing that kept his arm down because he would smack the shit out of her while he slept all the time, and it was a huge issue for them in their marriage.
I don't remember that.
Not saying it's obviously not sleepwalking, but.
So yes, I have sleptwalked before.
When? I've never seen you sleepwalk. When you were little?
Yeah, when I was little.
Go ahead, let's hear about it while I drink this Boulevard wheat from the wonderful Kansas City brewery, Boulevard, who does not sponsor or support the show in any way, but it is a delicious beverage, and I think it's mostly national. Feel free to enjoy.
So I did sleepwalk some when I was younger. I know that I did it more than once, but I think the story that gets told the most.
I feel like you're going to tell me you murdered somebody in your sleep.
No, God, I don't think so. The story that gets told the most is that I was found in the kitchen.
Okay.
Sitting on the floor, just throwing cookies at my face.
That tracks from what your dad told me about you when you were little. By the way, I don't think we've ever talked about this on this show, but Emily learned how to walk because her parents taped a Oreo cookie to a string.
No, that's not it.
And then led her across the living room, and that's how she started walking.
No, they went to the Missouri State Fair and they saw the little piglets race, and at the end of the race, they got a little Fig Newton. And I love Oreo cookies.
Right.
And so I was not.
I don't know how what I said was any different from what you're saying.
They didn't hold it on a string.
How did they do it?
I was
You
walking.
walked to them and they fed you a cookie.
I was walking, but I would hold on to the furniture.
Right.
I was not letting go of things. Mm-hmm. And so if I let go,
they'd feed you a cookie that was on a string. No. Gwen and Patrick have told me the story multiple times.
No, I didn't get it on a string. They just had the cookie, and my mom would be folding laundry or put laundry away.
The kids had one job.
And then she would have the cookie, and I would go get the cookie.
Yeah, right. Okay. So you would walk to get the cookie.
I would walk.
How is that different from putting the cookie on a string and walking across? That makes it better.
It does.
Okay, if that makes it better for you, I guess that's fine.
And then there was one time in college where I sleptwalked, and I don't even know how, but I got out of the house.
Like when you were living off campus?
Yeah.
In Maryville?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just walking up and down the driveway.
Emily's a Northwest Missouri State grad, by the way, so go Bearcats. But so you were walking outside. It was winter time in Maryville, or is it summer? Or hot? Hot or cold?
I was not cold.
Okay, I was going to say, you would die out there.
And then I just a couple hours later, I woke up on the deck outside.
Uncle Jeff.
What the hell am I doing?
Kylie, Uncle Zach, and Aunt Jess are all Northwest grads, so shout out to all them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, those are the only two that I know I did it more when I was younger, which is probably why our kids have sleptwalk before.
Who sleptwalk with our children?
Seamus would sleepwalk all the time.
See, I think we're having a fundamental issue with what sleepwalking is. It is when you're moving around and you're actually truly in REM sleep.
Yes.
That's not the same thing. They're kind of half out of it. Okay.
We were traveling, and he would try to get out of the house. So we had to put these weird little doors.
That's him being half awake and wanting his father.
And then, okay. And then Tegan has sleptwalk before.
When? Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's
hers are more she has night terrors.
Yes. And then she's walking around trying to get away from whatever's in her dream. But it's not, you can't really wake them up out of it. That's
correct.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. 100%.
Yeah.
I've never sleptwalked.
Of course not. Cause
You know what does happen to me? And it actually hasn't, thank God, happened in the longest time. Well, I know I talk or I fight.
Yes.
How many times have I punched the bed frame or the wall?
Or like.
I fight my abusive uncle in my dreams all the time.
Yeah.
I fuck him up real good. I fight him up real nice.
Yeah.
But I will do that. But like, you know, my big thing is sleep. Even though I can't really attest to sleepwalking, I don't get up and move around the house, but I get that sleep paralysis.
Oh, yeah.
You know what that is?
Yeah, I've had that too. That's really scary.
It's the worst thing ever. When
I would
you're
much
like
rather
half
sleepwalk and be
awake.
found eating a cookie than.
Right. Yeah. When you're half awake, you're kind of awake, but your body is still in that mode where when you're in REM sleep, your body purposely paralyzes you because you're dreaming and it doesn't want you roaming about. Right. Yeah. But you're responsive and you're kind of aware of what's happening, but you can't move.
Yeah.
I used to have that happen all the time. And you like try to yell out I would yell out for you. I remember when I was little, I'd yell out for my mom and nothing can come out.
Right.
It is.
You can't talk. You can't get out of it. You can't wake up. Like you can't open your eye when you want to
like a
open your
buried
eyes.
alive feeling kind of thing.
It's the worst. I don't like that.
Yeah, not a fan.
Yeah. But like, I mean, it's nothing to like judge your partner on.
No, not at all. I mean, you just have to deal with it and work through it and progress through it and
make sure they're safe.
It's not has a negative impact on what's going on, right? I mean, that's the thing. So
yeah.
And no, that's a good question, Steve. I appreciate that.
It's a little embarrassing.
Because it's interesting because I did not know that about Emily. So thank you for asking the question.
Why would I?
What? Well, I guess, Why would I would never ask you that.
Like, I've not done it since I've met you.
Yeah. No,
right?
Very good point.
No, I don't think so.
You okay? You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's from Hillary.
Okay.
Hillary asks, what's one thing you think everyone should experience at least once and why?
Like in a marriage or in life?
It does not say. What's one thing you should experience in life? Or what's one thing you think everyone should experience at least once? Why?
That's hard. What do you think?
I think everybody should. I mean, well, I think I guess my hope for everyone, or what I think everybody should experience, because I think it can help you excel, possibly, if you use it the right way, is experiencing non-intermediate family love relationship, meaning like you meet somebody, whether it be a friend, whether it be a partner, like somebody you have a romantic relationship with, outside of your immediate family, and you cultivate and bond a relationship with. And from that, it helps you excel as a human being, meaning as you get to know them, you can kind of see faults and things you do, and you can improve yourself to cultivate and improve that relationship. That is something I hope everybody experiences, and in the positive way, because we all can experience, we can all interact with other people and have relationships with other people. It can be negative. Like, I want it this way. I want it to be how I want you to interact with me, how I want you to interact with me. But like when you truly have a relationship, friend. Yes, best friend, partnership, marriage, whatever it may be, that helps you excel to be a better person you are. I hope everybody experiences that.
I like that.
That's how I feel. How about you?
Gosh,
I hope everybody can walk away from your couch and get an Oreo cookie. And it's not on a string.
Gosh.
Wow, they got you stumped.
They really do.
Hillary fucked you up. What are you thinking? Another delicious Boulevard wheat. Not as good as garage beer, but pretty good.
This is horrible, but I keep going to grief.
You want everybody to experience grief? I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think this is a really good point. Experiencing loss.
I've lost people before. I lost my sister. Like I lost my grandpa and my great aunt, and I have lost other people in my family, like extended family, people that you expect to lose at some point in your life. but I did not expect to lose my sister when I did.
But even if it's expected or unexpected, grief is an important thing to help you appreciate life, right?
It is. And it also really helps shape you.
How so?
I feel like you get a different version of yourself when somebody that you love passes away. A part of you really does leave with them.
Yeah.
And you are learning to navigate the world as a person without that person. And I know for me, I am not the same person I was when my sister was here. Now, granted, it's been, 9 years. But I know that I would have changed if she had been here, but it would have been different.
Yeah.
And I don't take for granted any of the time that I had with her, where I feel like sometimes you get caught in that, like you have time, so it's not a big deal, but you really don't have time. But I think learning how to navigate grief. If
you can do it in a positive way, yeah, it's a huge thing.
I think for me, it was all consuming in many areas of my life. I still struggle with the waves of it. Like, it's very, it can be very symbolic to me sometimes, but I think really losing and learning who you are without a loved one in your life present can be a really positive thing if you take it and you actually process through it and do the work. And I think for some reason I just keep going back to grieving for someone, losing somebody that meant something to you.
And that doesn't mean necessarily like you get it right off the bat, you lose somebody, but it's growing through that process and then being able to eventually work through it and create that into a positive.
And like appreciate who you are now.
Yeah.
Like I know that the version of me now is a lot to do with losing my sister.
Yeah. And good. And then some the negative things you've had to work through. Same thing with my mom too. It's been almost 20 years now. And even my relationship with my dad and my brother, like there's been things that I think have been negatively affected by that. But then ultimately, I think we've all grown in a positive manner because I think we've taken that initiative to do that. But it is something that like you're going to experience it regardless, but it's something you need to experience and be able to work through to be the most successful human being you can be.
Right. And like just appreciate the process, like let the process of grief
and appreciate, here's the thing, that gives you the realization like time is fucking short.
Yeah.
And we only have so much time together. So really bickering over fucking politics and, this person doesn't agree with everything I fucking think and say. And I feel like I'm some sort of moral superiority. Is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Because tomorrow they could be gone and hey, you're right. Does that make it better?
Right.
Does that make everything great? No, it doesn't fucking matter. No. So I think that is the point, right? I think that's a really good point. I'm glad you thought on that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why that one just kept popping in. I just, because we recently lost my grandpa and,
I love Mr. Hash.
There's just a lot that goes into losing a person.
Yeah.
And you grieve for each person so differently, and you turn into a version of yourself that you never would have been able to turn into if you don't go through that process. And I think just being open to who you can grow into is a big, important thing.
It is. It's tough when it's somebody who's a really good human being too, because it's kind of a double hit. It's like you don't have that relationship, and then on top of it, they were a really good person. Your grandpa was a great man, and so I think about him all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think about all of the people I've lost all the time.
Well, it's not that I don't. It's just, but I do think that people that have the most profound positive impact on you, those are the people that tend to stick out in your head daily. Right. I guess if you had a toxic impact on people, that could potentially be that way too. But I tend to try to focus more on the positives.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's a great answer.
Honor the version of yourself that was with them, and just know that it's okay to move on. It's okay to grow. It's okay to keep going forward. And I think that's an important part of life.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a great answer. Okay. Are you ready for Cheryl's question?
If it's anything like
Which, by the way, Hillary, thank you so much. And again, dowehavето.com, and make sure and watch our wonderful answer on youtube.com.
I want to know what Hillary's need is.
Yeah. I'd be curious. Because it could be something as simple as you should go skydiving one time in your life. Uncle Keith did that. He seemed to enjoy it.
I'd rather go skydiving than
Uncle Keith looked like he had a blast doing
bungee jumping.
Why?
Because
if you don't make a fall from a skydive, you're dead. Yeah, bungee jumping, not so much. Not necessarily. You do that over a ravine in a river. It's also, it holds you for a second. If it broke right then, you'd be fine on the fall. Not
if it broke when you're flinging back up.
I'm just saying there's more potential to live through a bungee jump accident than your parachute doesn't open when you're free falling.
I'm going to research that. I don't know.
Why don't you ask Uncle Keith? He'll tell you.
I will.
Okay. All right. This from Cheryl. Okay. All right. Cheryl, do you believe in ghosts? Why or why not?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because I've been with it. I know that she was there.
I've never heard a ghost story from you. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Oh my gosh. I have so many.
Explain it. The most prominent, substantial proof of a ghost you have.
Yes.
For the Do We Have to crew. I want to hear it right now. So
you mentioned earlier that I was a Bearcat. So I lived in Maryville.
It's going to be a college ghost story.
Now, it is.
Now I'm calling
I'm sober. I'm so sober. But I was part of a sorority. And
Colin, we may have to edit this out.
Maryville has all these stupid rules about women living together in a house.
Oh, let's talk about that. If there's is it more than 5?
More than 5 women.
This is a small town in Missouri, in Maryville, which is northwest Missouri. And it's a prominent college. It's actually got one of the best football programs in Division II. If in the city limits, if more than 5 women live together, it's legally called a brothel. How fucked is that? That's a true story. Look it the fuck up. Yeah, Maryville, Missouri. I totally forgot about that. Yep. So you were living in a brothel. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't living in a brothel because I was living on campus in the sorority dorm. Because they won't allow you to have sorority houses. All the fraternities can live in houses off campus and do whatever they want, but all of us sorority girls have to live in a dorm.
That's why Aunt Katie went to Missouri Western.
The dorm it's called Roberta.
Good choice, Aunt Katie.
And Roberta, it's named after a girl that died.
Roberta Hall, right?
Yes. She died in the fire.
Oh, God.
And she is
sorority dorm ghost ghost story.
There. So I moved in a few months early from school because I did I had to work. What is it? Work study or whatever.
Yep. Work study.
So I had to do that. And then, so I lived in the dorm by myself for a long time. Not a long time, but a substantial amount of time. Anyways, I had a loft bed in my dorm. So nobody can really get onto my bed except unless you climb up on it.
Okay. Was this when you were living with your horrible roommate, or was this after that? So this is after freshman year when you were in the sorority? Oh,
yeah, this is way after.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
So I was living in the sorority dorm.
Okay.
No horrible roommates there. So I was asleep-ish. I was trying to go to bed.
Love it.
And I felt like somebody crawled up onto my bed.
Super hot.
And they weren't laying down. They were just sitting on the edge of my bed.
It's like how porns start.
No, it is not. And I tried to move, but my legs were pinned down. So it was kind of like that one I
think you had a dream and you had sleep paralysis.
I did not have a dream. I swear. Okay. She was there. And our window would open randomly all the time. in our bathroom. It was really stupid and weird and creepy. One time, my hairbrush literally like flung itself off the dresser.
Okay.
And here's the thing. If you talked crap to her, she normally did more stuff. But the biggest one, and the one I have witnesses with.
Mm-hmm. Witnesses who?
Because there were other people involved.
I want names.
So I lived in, we had 2 rooms conjoined with a bathroom.
Okay.
So it was me and Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Go ahead. No, keep going.
It was me and Lauren. And then we had a bathroom, and we shared with Christy and Shaylee.
Okay.
So one day, Christy was taking a nap.
Okay.
And she had this, she woke up with a horrible, horrible pain on her arm, like on her upper arm.
Sounds like she slept on her arm wrong.
And when she looked, she had fingerprints on her arm. But they were not...
Maybe an aggressive boyfriend.
No, like they were not in a position where you could physically do it to yourself. Does that make sense?
Unless you're in the act of lovemaking.
You're not... She was... No, stop it. This is true. This really happened.
I'm really having a hard time following you here.
We were like, oh my God, Roberta got a hold of you. Like Roberta was trying to hurt you.
Sure.
And so we tried to get my camera. Mm-hmm. And brand new batteries would not turn on. Dead battery. Put new batteries in straight from the box. No battery. We finally got a picture.
So the ghost has some sort of EMP
I'm not done.
type of capability?
I'm not done. I'm not done. We finally got like this slightest little picture of it. But then like they faded like so fast.
Hold the fuck up. What picture do you have? I want to see this picture. What picture you have, and what does it look like that you're able to determine that in the picture it was a ghost?
No, it wasn't a ghost. It was a handprint. But like they went from like dark purple, black bruises to instantly nothing.
It sounds like she's really dehydrated and she squeezed her arm, or her boyfriend in the acts of lovemaking squeezed her arm very hard.
The way that it was, there was no physical way that you could do the handprint, like where it was positioned.
Well, I tell you what, after this show is over, I will show you in the closet.
I will find them and I will find that camera because I guarantee you it's still on there.
Okay.
I'm
very
reaching
skeptical of all of this.
I am reaching out to Sigma Kappa.
They're not going to help you.
Yes, they will.
These poor Gen Z girls are going to be like, why is this old person
I guarantee you Kansas City Kylie has some Roberta stories too.
I guarantee you Kansas City Kylie would fly far away from this story.
I just think Maryville itself, like Northwest University, is just flat out haunted. Like there was all sorts of shit that happened in the freshman high rise. With windows and bathrooms.
Old town with old buildings making a lot of creaks.
There are legit
and all you young white privileged girls get drunk and
no, I was not drunk. This is the middle of the day. Floozy it up with boys,
and then you all of a sudden you have bruises on your arms.
With plenty of boys, but I was
easy
sober when this occurred.
Sure, okay.
I am not kidding you.
It sounds like a great story. Can I answer the question?
I also got locked in the closet one time.
Does that anything to do with a ghost?
And my roommate was in there, and like we could not get the closet. Yeah, because I was all pissed.
Sounds like faulty equipment to me. Not really.
Roberta's fucking annoying. Blah blah blah, and then she locked me in the closet.
It's concerning to me that all you girls are blaming everything negative that happened to you on Roberta. It sounds like
because it's her fault.
Slightly sounds like a cult.
It's her fault
to me.
No, no. Roberta.
As Adam Sandler would say, the nighttime is the right time.
Roberta haunts Maryville.
Okay.
She does. And she has plenty of friends. So,
Uncle Colin is going to be so upset when he's listening to this because you're taking so long to answer his question.
I want, you know who he should have to talk about it? Aunt Jess. Going. Aunt Jess lived in that dorm.
I've never heard Aunt Jess at all. Oh. First off, if a ghost bothered Aunt Jess, I feel very concerned for that ghost. Aunt Jess would fuck that ghost up in a New York minute. And then she'd send her out the dorm, clapping and yelling and giving some snaps. Aunt Jess lived down in Alpha, and I lived on the other side of the hall up in Sig Cap. It was there. Okay. Well, I'll ask her next time I see her. I will kit. Aunt Jess, I would love to hear your insights on this. If you went to Northwest Missouri State University,
go to our Facebook page or submit it in.
Yeah, go to dowehavето.com. I want to know anybody that's in Northwest Missouri State University was in the sorority dorms. Tell me about your ghost stories with Roberta. This is great. Yeah, let's hear it.
Milliken, Dietrich, all the other Franklin. I can't remember the last high rise.
I don't care what the topic of the show is. We will read it in
I know that they exist.
I don't believe it for a minute.
Okay, well.
Now, would you like to know how I feel about ghosts?
Yes, I do.
I absolutely believe in them.
Oh, you little shit.
Even though I don't believe your story for a fucking second, I do think there is some sort of...
I like to watch ghost hunter shows. My dad does too. I
think those things are fake. No. I think there's a semblance of consciousness after we die before we move on. And there's a period of time before you move on. And I could be wrong, obviously, but this is just my perspective of it. And I think it's because when my mom died, I remember having these the first 2 days after she died, having these insanely vivid dreams where she was there talking to me, and I had to, I told her, hey, you died. And like, she was kind of coming to that conclusion too. And it was like, and I remember the last dream I ever had of her was, hey, oh my God, Mom, I miss you. I love you. And she's like, you must be so mad at me. And it just was not a thing that you would normally dream. It was just such a surreal, random conversation. But it's like, no, I'm not mad at you. I love you and I miss you. And are you okay? Is everything all right? And I remember her looking at me like, I can't talk about it. And that was the last dream. The last like dream where I interacted with my mom, like where there was both self-awareness of everything that had happened. And that was it. You know what I mean? And that was a period of like several days.
Yeah.
So I do think that the consciousness doesn't necessarily die, potentially. We all don't know until we know. So if anybody tells you, they're not correct. It's great to have faith, but we all really don't know.
Do you think if you had like a near-death experience that you can like see the light, like go to heaven and then come back?
Well, I've almost killed myself twice, and I can tell you with certainty that has not happened either time. Okay. Which you can listen to past episodes of the show if you'd like to hear about that. But, that's true. The truth. No. But was I really actually dying? Probably not. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and I think that there's people that have it and there's people that don't. I do think that, I do really think that consciousness continues on. But also too, physically, particles, molecules, those things, they don't ever like stop existing. So like, I don't know. It's just kind of what your perspective is on death. Scientifically, like things don't stop. Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
I get it. Okay.
So it's an interesting thing, but I do believe in it. I believe that your consciousness can be around for given periods of time and then it moves on to something else or someone else. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do believe that is manifested into what we consider as ghosts.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom's the only one I've ever had that experience with.
I think that's more spirit when it's more of a dream than like...
What's the difference? We're all talking... Again, see, we're talking about the same shit.
Maybe.
You're talking about a dorm story versus...
deliberately to like let you know that they're there.
Not at all. It's your mind, I think. But I could be wrong. This is just all opinion. So it's... Yeah. All right. Are we ready for the last one? And hey, by the way, who was that gave that question? I can't remember. Whoever.
Was it Cheryl?
Maybe.
No, Steve.
No, Steve was earlier. No? Oh. But if it was Cheryl, because it wasn't Hillary. But either way, thank you. It was Cheryl. Thank you so much for your question. Continue to send them to us. dowehavето.com. Again, you can watch us on our show at youtube.com/dowehavetoamarriage podcast.
Would you haunt me?
No, I wouldn't want to bother you. I would want to maybe initially, if I had the capability to do it, I would want to tell you how much I love you.
I'm haunting your ass, that's for sure.
Here's the thing. I think with whatever's next, if there is a next, you're going to not be concerned about the living things that happen here. There'll be a temporary connection, and then you're like, you're right. Yeah, these things are not minuscule, but in the grand scheme of everything of what life is, what time is, what the universe is, it is minuscule, and I'm gonna move forward.
Yeah, I'm not gonna haunt per se the kids, but like I'm gonna be like,
I would fuck with Maeve. I would fuck up her. I would like open the drawers and close them like Poltergeist. I would do that shit. Yeah, I could do that for a day or two. I'd tell you I love you, and then I'd go, move forward. Oh you got my insurance money.
Oh, please. Whatever.
Okay. Are you ready for Jody's question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For our last question, a wonderful Jody, Jodi. What are you extremely opinionated about?
What am I not opinionated about?
Yeah, I know, but no, like, what are you like particular, like, what do they say? Like, unpopular opinion, right? Or whatever. Or not necessarily, I guess it has to be an unpopular opinion, but like, what are you willing to stand on a hill and die on?
My faith. When you word it that way, it's my faith.
I don't think that's unpopular.
Oh, unpopular.
I mean, it could be. I guess there's people that are atheists that are like, hey, organized. I have my issues with organized religion, even though I'm Catholic. So that's not wrong for you to answer. I'm not trying to shit on your answer. That's a very good point. I mean, I think that is something that can tend to be polarizing. No? Okay.
Well, I want to come up with an unpopular one. What's yours?
I don't know. Honestly, lately it has been more of like, and this is just because I guess, I don't know how to explain this. Let me break it down.
Well,
I think I've spent 39 years of my life being a loser.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely. Yo.
You were like homecoming king.
No. I'm not talking about popularity. I'm not talking about popularity. It has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about, I think I've spent 39 years of my life where if something was hard or if something was uncomfortable, I would tend to try to take the path of least resistance. And I think this past year of my life, and I owe a lot to you and our family and like, the things we're trying to do health-wise with our kids, like with Seamus and those sort of things. Like, I feel like the focus for most of this year has been really truly building what true discipline is.
Yeah.
And as that's been happening and as I've been doing it, there's physical discipline, there's financial discipline, there's relationship discipline. And I look at most people, and this is going to sound bad, but this is the truth.
I don't have a lot of discipline.
I look at most people. I'm not talking about you, Ann.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Can I give the answer?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I love you so much, but like it's nothing to do with you. It's just I look at most people and I just see a bunch of people not trying, and I'm getting to the point now where I never used to feel this before. I used to be a person that like I wanted to be a nice guy and I wanted people to like me and I wanted people to get along with me. And I just couldn't feel more opposite. And when I see people that are talented or people that could be great and I'm watching them just be so-so or just be fat and lazy, apathetic, I get very frustrated by it. And honestly, all it does is make me work harder. I run around the neighborhood and I just sometimes I look at people, and it's not just our neighborhood, but it's just like in life in general. Like I see people and I'm like, you're not even, I can just look at you and tell you you're not giving near fucking enough. And I'm not saying I am giving everything I got, but I know that I'm trying. I know I'm confident. I'm trying 100%. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I look at a lot of people and I see they're not, and I'm just like, fuck you. I don't want nothing to do with you.
That's their 100.
It's not though.
Okay.
No way. That's the thing. It isn't. And I can see it. And maybe that's the opinion. Like I'm overly opinionated about. I guess I'm overly opinionated. I think I can tell. I think I can look at a person and I can say, this motherfucker ain't giving what they can give. Man, woman, child even. I know we've had these conversations with our kids lately, and I think a lot of that's driven me to that. It's like, I know when you're giving everything you can and when you're not. And it's not related to I won something or I was successful at something. I'm talking about you giving your full effort.
Right, like you have to try your best.
I feel like I'm getting to the point now with myself mentally and physically that I feel like I know when I'm doing it and when I'm not, and I can push myself and I can see it in other people, and I have a hard time not just looking around and just seeing a ton of mediocrity. But the positive of that is that there's a lot of people out there that can change and do things in a better way.
Absolutely.
And I say that from somebody, again, I'm 40. I spent 39 years of my life being a loser. So I have a pretty good idea of what it is to be a loser. And when I say loser, I think a lot of people take that the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of success that I had. But when I say I'm a loser, I was not giving everything I possibly could give to be the best person I could be, the best man, the best friend, the best father, the best husband. There was a lot on the table that I could fucking give. And that goes all the way back to when I was younger, playing sports, all those things. I left a lot on the fucking table. And I see that in a lot of people. And I think that if this country's going to get better, if we as human beings are going to get better, if this world's going to get better, we have to start pushing ourselves to be the best we can. And I think it's a very unpopular thing because people don't want to look at themselves in the mirror and say, I'm fucking fat. I need to lose weight. I'm fucking stupid. I need to try harder and learn more. Nobody wants to say, and it's actually taboo to say these things. You shouldn't say that to somebody. If you're fucking fat, you're fucking fat. I was 376 pounds. I was fucking fat. And I had no business being that fat. It was really unhealthy. It's unfair to my family. It's unfair to you. It's unfair to the kids. There was nothing positive that was coming out of that. But don't call somebody fat. We're fucking fat. We're fucking fat.
I mean, I know that we were big, but like, I think calling yourself a loser is
I was.
It's like shortchanging yourself, like just a little bit. I think
it's not. It's actually helped me, for me at least, and maybe it's not for other people. It's helped me grow because when I say, hey, you've done these things, but guess what? You were capable of so much more, and you left it all on the table because you tried to always take the path of least resistance. Yeah. It's a problem. You owe yourself more. You need to be accountable for more, and it's you. It's your own personal thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just want you to have grace with yourself. Like
I do. Oh, I'm not hating on myself or anything. It's just being realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, how about you?
I still can't think of anything other than my faith.
Then that's what the answer is, and that's okay. We've had conversations on the show. If you listen to past episodes, dowehavето.com, YouTube. Anyway, God, I sound like a radio show host. But we've had past conversations. Like I have my issues with organized religion because there's a lot of politics and other things that are brought into it. Mm-hmm. But I love the fact that you are so faithful. No, we do see eye to eye on it because I think your way of looking at it is very pure. But I think people can shit on it and
share the same viewpoint of the organized religion part. Right.
And I think it's very respectful that's because, it doesn't. Yeah, I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah. I just know without mine, I wouldn't exist. And I think I've tried to do it on my own without the church and just have my relationship with God. And it didn't work. So
yeah, makes sense.
I need the traditions of the church. I need the accountability of going every week. I need the congregation. I need I need the whole package in order to feel the way I need to feel with it. Yeah.
And you're right. I think it can be a very polarizing opinion, and I think that it's awesome that you're very opinionated about it. And I think there's been a lot of positives in our family that's come out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
I respect it.
I'm going to raise our kids that way. And I mean, we are raising our kids that way. And I hope that when it comes time for them to choose, that they choose this path because. Well,
I think whatever they choose and support, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I get your feelings.
I don't want them to get lost in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think this actually was a great idea, Emily. Wonderful 4th of July, 4 questions representing and honoring our wonderful Independence Day in this great country. Yeah. And hopefully the Do We Have To crew. Again, guys, if you have any questions for the show, go to dowehavето.com, sponsored by Kansas City Kylie, and submit a question to the show. Yeah. And we look forward to answering many more questions in the future.
Yeah.
Now,
fun.
We have talked multiple times about improving ourselves. We mentioned, hey, next week we're going to be talking about friendship in the relationship and marriage and just anything in general and cultivating that. We're really excited about that episode. Yeah. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about self-improvement, self-development. We're going to do a whole series on that. But in the meantime, we have a wonderful team at Peloton, the Do We Have To crew team, that has been working on self-improvement. And we have multiple people.
Somebody keeps beating you.
I know. It's really frustrating. I can't get the top spot to save my life. But every week we are going to, if you join our Do We Have To crew, if you go to Peloton or if you have the Peloton app, you can join a team. It's a Do We Have To crew. You can even use, actually, you know, you have your hashtags that you can put as your label. We have hashtag Do We Have To crew. Our team's growing every week. And we have the weekly challenge, which I'm going to update on the show. And then we have a monthly challenge. Monthly challenge right now is just, hey, how many days in the month can you work out? Very simple. You can be first place if you work out every day in the month, right? But the recent challenge of the week, and we just go by, you know, how many hours are you working out? Almost got your birthday wrong. That would have been fucked up. All right. So for the week of June 23rd through June 29th, we have so many crew members now. We actually have a top 20, which is exciting. A number 1 is Barbie Gal from Kansas City, 17 hours, 22 minutes. Number 2, coming in second place again. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Do We Have To Pod KC, me, 14 hours and 16 minutes. I don't know how anybody does more than that. I feel like I work out all the time, all day. You've seen me.
Yeah.
I can't fucking win to save my life. Third place, Relentless KC, 12 hours, 3 minutes. Krabby Cakes, Chicago Marathoner bus, she says, 9 hours, 48 minutes. Long time, wonderful fan of the show. Fit Queen Lisa from Overland Park, 9 hours, 12 minutes. Michaela Bryan, oldie but a goodie, 8 hours, 25 minutes. Kelsey Lifts from Garwood, Texas. Love you, Kelsey. 6 hours, 39 minutes. Not a Runner Katie, Iowa raised, Kansas teacher. We love our teachers here on the show. 5 hours, 40 minutes. Crazy Spin Legs out of Orlando, 4 hours and 32 minutes. Stacy Osterthun. Stacy, if I fucked that up, I'm so sorry. Looks like you're a Mizzou grad, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Holla. 4 hours, 30 minutes. Go Unicorn Go. We love that name.
We do.
Kansas City, 4 hours, 3 minutes. Raising Cane 08. Maryville Mo, speaking of.
Ooh.
Tell us about your ghost stories, Raising Cane.
I know that you have to have
I don't
them.
believe it. But Chiefs Chick 816, 3 hours and 30 minutes. Katie Mack out of Nebraska, 3 hours and 11 minutes. Vito 63, Mississippi. Keep it going, Vito. 2 hours and 45 minutes. Casey Lama out of Kansas City, 2 hours. Anna Yao 613 out of Ottawa. Love our Canadians. 1 hour and 50 minutes. Orange Girl 56, Kansas City Mo, 1 hour 50 minutes. Lydia Bordeaux, 1 hour and 29 minutes. And Twisty, 1 hour and 26 minutes. That rounds us up for our top. And we're going to keep announcing every week. And again, guys, thank you so much for joining the Peloton Do We Have To crew. Feel free. You can go to Peloton. You can search up the team. You can add yourself. It doesn't require an invite from us, but feel free to add us at, I have a Do We Have To Pod KC, and you are Emily?
Emily in KC3.
Love it. Love it. And then you can follow us on our other socials as well. Do.we.have.to for Instagram, Facebook, and Threads. Yep. We're also at Do We Have To Podcast for TikTok. And then, of course, as we had mentioned for YouTube, Do We Have To, youtube.com at Do We Have To a Marriage Podcast. And, of course, you can go to our website at dowehavето.com.
Yeah.
Yep. And available on all the major podcast apps as well as YouTube for the video.
Yeah.
And thank you all so much, Do We Have To crew. Hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. Please be safe. Don't do anything fucking stupid with alcohol and fireworks.
Yes. Please be safe.
Is there anything you want to give? We always save time for a little advice at the end of the show. I feel like you don't care about the Do We Have To crew because you don't take your time to continue the growth. Nothing?
Hang on. I've got to think of the order. It's
okay. I'm waiting. Let's hear it.
Leslie Knope. I've been thinking about Leslie Knope a lot.
I love that. Shout out Amy Poehler.
The 3 most important things in life are work, friends, and waffles. But work is always last.
That's good. I love that.
Yeah. So that's it.
Make
sure your friends and waffles are a part of your life.
Okay.
And work can just be built in.
I think it is important at this time when the holidays come. I'm going to quote Woody Harrelson in Zombieland, and gotta appreciate the little things.
Oh, okay.
Shout out, Woody. We love you. And I fucking love that movie. It was fucking bomb.
Have I seen that one?
Zombieland?
Yeah.
No, I think, unfortunately, the person I was engaged to before you, I went and saw that movie with. I would love to watch it with you, though.
What's the one that I did watch that had like some Abigail person in it and Woody Harrelson?
I mean, maybe you watched
They were like an amusement park, I think.
Yeah, that is Zombieland. We have watched it. When I saw it in theaters, I did not see it with you. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
But it is a good movie, though, isn't it? But yeah, you got to appreciate the little things.
I remember that.
It's one of the rules, and I can't remember what rule number it is, but it is. Got to appreciate the little things.
Yeah.
And always, just best piece of advice for all of us, and sometimes I don't do a good job following it, just ask the local teenagers here in our neighborhood, don't be an asshole. Have a wonderful day, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Wake up, I'm about to shake up every little thing, show you all that we can be. Come dance in my glow.